Hi everybody, my name's Tage Bascom, and the recall that I was able to do a little bit of research on was the ductless heat pump recall by Lennox Industries. Some of the facts about this recall: the main hazard was they were having electrical components fail within the heat pump units, and these electrical failures were causing the pumps to overheat, which was in 2 cases reported. Both cases caused fires, and there was 2 different models that were affected by this heat pump recall. There were just over 2,000 units sold. I think it ended up being like 2,003 units sold. About 400 of those were sold to Canada, and the rest were sold in the US. This is just a few more facts. The estimated cost of this recall was just over $10 million. As I was running the numbers, each one, they said it was an average between $8,000 and $12,000 per unit that was sold, and just over 2,000 units, that my numbers came out to over $10 million lost. And that's not including the cost of the new units in which they had to replace them with. The failure rate, it was pretty low, but then again, those are only the numbers that were actually reported. Just a failure rate of 0.5%. If you figure over 2,000 units, I mean, it's a pretty small number, but I'm sure that there was other units in which weren't even reported. I figured the number on the people affected. I did just a number of 4. I figured the average family hold 4 people. That was just kind of an average number I put down, and that would be about 8,000 people affected by this issue. There could be more, or there could be a little less, and that's just kind of an average overall rate in which I was able to come up with. This failure of these heat pumps, there was a lot of, like I said, there was only 2 in which were reported, but I'm sure that there was many others in which had failed or are soon to be going to be failing. The one thing that this recall was just reported back in January, so I'm sure that there's going to be a few or many more in which we'll call in and report this issue, and they'll be able to get a new one replaced. What Lennox Industries is going to be doing for all those who were affected by this recall is they're going to replace these heat pumps so that in the future they don't have any electrical components fail, causing fires, and potentially these really could be a pretty big hazard to someone's home or business if they have them inside of the business, because not only is it causing a fire, it could also burn down many other equipment and products within that business or home. And I know for many of us, especially in this hard time which we're going through right now, our homes is somewhere that's supposed to be safe, and if that isn't the case and we're not able to go home to a safe place, there's not really anywhere else in the world that we can. So Lennox Industries is doing their very best to replace all the heat pumps that were affected. And like I said before, there was 2 different models in which were affected by this, and they're working hard to get all of those recalls done. Once again, my name is Tage, and that was my report. Thanks.